Danny Ainge is stepping down, and Brad Stevens is stepping in, set to become the new president of basketball operations for the Boston Celtics. I'm Robin Lundberg here with Chris Mannix. Now, Chris, the timing of it is the end of the season, right? But right after what happened against the Brooklyn Nets, there are going to be people who go, what happened here in Boston? So what led up to what happened with the Celtics?
Well, this was not a knee-jerk reaction from Danny Ainge to what happened in the Brooklyn series. It's not even a knee-jerk reaction to what happened this season. Danny Ainge has been president of basketball operations for the Celtics since 2003. That is multiple lifetimes for a person in that type of position within an organization. Couple that with the fact that over the last 12 years, Danny Ainge has had some significant health issues. He had a mild heart attack in 2009. He had another one in 2019. So ending his run as the Celtics boss has been something that's been on Danny Ainge's mind for some time now. It's over the last few months that the line of succession has been put together to include Brad Stevens. Originally, Wyc Grousbeck was going to do an external search, but over the course of the last few months, he was convinced that Brad Stevens was the right guy for the job. Brad's been coaching that team since 2013. He has a strong relationship with ownership, and the Celtics ultimately decided that after taking a chance on Brad Stevens as a mid-major coach at Butler, they'd take another chance on him as the president of basketball operations.
From Stevens' point of view, look, I'd seen people say, criticize him and saying he's failing upwards or whatnot. I disagree with that notion, considering the way he's coached this team in recent years. And I think, they represented themselves well, actually, in that series against the Nets. We're just at a talent deficit. But why the move for him specifically?
Well, look, NBA coaching can be a grind, and Stevens has not had an easy go of it over the last 3 years. The 18-19 season, which was Kyrie Irving's last in Boston, was a debacle. Last season was better chemistry-wise, but of course, COVID-19 stopped the season. They finished in a bubble. That was stressful. And then this season, all the issues the Celtics had to deal with, I think a part of Brad Stevens was a little tired after all that. And this kind of opportunity doesn't come along every day, quite frankly. Now, if there's one area to criticize the Celtics, is that an external search might have revealed one interesting candidate, and that's Sam Presti, who is the general manager of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Sam was born in suburban Massachusetts. He went to college at Emerson, which is in downtown Boston. He is a New Englander through and through, and I think Sam would have been interested in a Celtics opening. He has been the GM of the Thunder for so long. They were the Sonics before when he first took over that team. So when talking about Danny Ainge looking for other opportunities, I think Sam Presti might have been looking for others as well. And if he was, the opportunity to snatch up arguably the best GM in all of basketball, that to me feels like maybe an opportunity missed.
Now, when it comes to the next coach and what the next personnel moves might be, anything that you're hearing?
Well, Brad Stevens is kind of a blank slate, right, when it comes to who he might hire as a head coach. Over the next few days, they're going to interview some internal candidates in Boston. There's some good ones there. Jay Larranaga has been a head coaching candidate before. Scott Morrison is an excellent coaching prospect. Jerome Allen is a former college head coach. So there will be some consideration given there. But more likely than not, Stevens is going to look outside the organization for a new voice. A strong candidate I've heard mentioned is Ime Udoka, who was an assistant coach with Brooklyn. Ime comes out of the San Antonio Spurs system. He coached in Philadelphia under Brett Brown, and he has a lot of respect around the league and is considered a rising star in the coaching ranks. So that's a name early on I would keep an eye on, but I do expect Brad Stevens in his very first coaching search to try to cast something of a wide net.
When he's making these personnel moves with some of the players we're seeing there, Marcus Smart, the last one, his name gets thrown about. How much does his hands-on experience, you think, play into what he might do?
Oh, I think it's incredibly instrumental. I mean, Brad Stevens has molded this team to where it is, for better or for worse. He understands what it needs and what the locker room dynamics look like. So if he feels there's a chemistry issue in the Celtics locker room, he's going to do what he has to do to repair that chemistry issue. Marcus Smart, while being a bulldog defender and part of the fabric of the Celtics for the better part of the last 7 years, he's in the last year of his contract. He's a valuable asset for this team to potentially trade. So if you're looking for any kind of significant deal, Marcus Smart could possibly be at the center of it.
Chris, always appreciate your time, and thanks for joining me.
You got it.